10 ways that Locomoto nails the cozy game feeling. Locomoto has just launched on the Nintendo Switch, and I was able to play it for the very first time. Thank you so much to THQ Nordic, the publisher behind Locomoto, for sponsoring this video. Locomoto originally launched on PC back in April of 2025, but as of June 26th, it is now on Nintendo Switch. I personally played the game on the Nintendo Switch 2, and you can see some of my first impressions and gameplay in a previous stream that I did, also sponsored by Locomoto. So before we get into my 10 things, I'm going to tell you a little bit about what Locomoto is. Locomoto is a single-player, cozy train management game where you play as a customizable animal character. You take on the role of a train conductor, and in doing so, you'll tend to quirky passengers, gather resources, craft decorations, and ultimately, you'll save your hometown from environmental disaster. The game is $24.99 on Steam and $29.99 on Nintendo Switch. So now that you know the premise of the game, here are 10 ways that I think Locomoto nailed the cozy feeling in their game. Number 1. The character customization. It genuinely surprised me in Locomoto. I think I went in expecting oh, there will be a sloth, a cow, a pig, a donkey, whatever. But no, instead you actually are given all the elements of tons of different creatures and animals, and you get to pair together, mismatch or match up how you want your character to be. And I thought that was really, really cool. So it's completely up to you. It's one of those character creators that you can spend hours creating your character in. I spent a good bit of time in it, but I knew what I wanted to create. I wanted to create a strawberry cow. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it, and I was. I'm so happy with how my character came out. I think they are so cute and precious, and I really love them. Number 2 is the music. The lo-fi beats adds a lot to the game. The lo-fi beats are nice. I love that the music seems to change when the train starts and stops on your routes. The music is very relaxing and soothing, and it's non-invasive. I think that we've all played a cozy game or a game in general where the music just gets on your nerves, and you're not going to get that with this game. I found that it really matched the cozy, relaxing experience and made it great. Number 3 is the pacing of the tutorials in the beginning of the game. The way that the game introduced the tutorials was perfect for me. I didn't feel overloaded with information. Instead, it guides you step by step, but it goes with what you're doing. And so the tutorials aren't long or drawn out, which is something that I really dislike at the start of a lot of games. With those initial tutorials starting the game, it's not overwhelming. They're very short and brief, and it's a step-by-step experience where you figure out what to do in an easy and manageable way that's not taking away from the game. Number 4 are the quests. The quests do have a fetch element to them, but there are enough quests to pick from and choose from that it doesn't give an overly fetch questy feeling, in my opinion, with how much gameplay I've played. I don't love a lot of fetch questiness, but I felt like Locomoto's quests made me feel like I had control and I had freedom to do what I wanted to do in the order that I wanted to do them, which makes it feel less do this, do that, do this, do that. And the quests give you enough to do as well, where you're not just standing around like, okay, what do I do now? In this game, you're given things to do and you're not wondering what quests to do next. I think that the quests gave a good balance, and I will say if I couldn't figure out a quest, I would just move on to a different one. There are also little things that you can do outside of the quests, the friendship quests and the main quests. You can recycle items around the different towns, and you'll get some coins in return for doing that. You can also pick up parcels and drop off parcels at the different stops, which also gets you coins, and you can gather resources for crafting in the different areas as well. Number 5, yes, crafting and decorating. I didn't get to do a lot of crafting and decorating, but I love that you have the ability to completely decorate and customize your train the way you want it to look. So far, the crafting recipes have been easy to make with items that aren't too difficult to find in the game, and the decorating was also simple to do. You hold down a button to enter the decorating mode, and then you can see where you're able to place the items because they'll turn green and it'll be like, okay, I can put it here. And you have a rotate button to rotate things. So it wasn't overly complicated or difficult. And I feel like it's such a nice little thing that you get to do is decorate and kind of build up your train from blab to fab. Number 6, the management element of this game is not overwhelming, which makes it cozy. As the conductor, you need to keep the train chugging. By adding coal to the furnace just right, you have to set the destination then on the map and then pull the lever and the train will go. You also do need to keep an eye out to make sure that the coal doesn't run too low. And this is not difficult to manage, and you are not punished if you run low on coal, run out of coal, put too much coal in. There's nothing that's very overly punishing. You might just have to do a little extra cleanup or whatever, but it's nothing that's extremely overwhelming. And I am picky about my management games because of getting too overwhelmed. And I feel like Locomoto was not overwhelming at all, which some people might want it to be more hectic. This game is not that. Some characters might want a little snack when they're on the train, and they don't want any specific snack in general in my gameplay so far. Or I could give them a hot cocoa or rhubarb pie, and they didn't mind either way. So I enjoyed just being able to do those little tasks for them without a lot of consequence, without anything overwhelming or like, oh, this isn't gonna work, that's not gonna work. It's not that type of game. It's very chill, very relaxed. Number 7 is the map. I was very surprised by the map. I kind of figured, okay, here's the map, this is what I got, but that wasn't it. When you go to different places on the map, you get out of your train, you go into that little town area. They are small contained areas, but you can go up to the map stamp and you'll unlock even more areas on your map, even more stations for your train to go to deliver parcels to meet more people. And that really impressed me, just seeing how much the map continued to expand. I haven't unlocked the entire map just yet, but I was surprised with how many areas there are to discover and by how the different areas have different things. There's a market, there's an area that's mostly like farming, one that looks like it's mining, and I even met somebody who was fishing. So I'm curious what other things are going to open up as I continue playing. Number 8 is the NPCs, which I've mentioned a little bit here and there so far. But in just a few hours of gameplay, I have met 16 characters who are all unique designs, different animals, and unique personalities. So I am very impressed that none of these characters I've met so far look alike or act alike. They have their own unique personalities and they were well thought out. And I feel like that's very special and makes the game just feel fuller in general. And I think it's really fun to see, oh, what animal are we going to find next? So I find it very precious. Number 9, the game has a main storyline that keeps you curious. You will soon discover that Bear Empire has something in the air that is causing the furples, which are the animals in this game, to get sick. And following that main quest line will help you uncover what's going on and what's going wrong. And I found that this storyline was just enticing, and it's one of the things that makes me want to pick the game back up and play it again and play it more because I want to know what's going on. So I am glad to see that this game isn't just, oh, go around, meet people, do this, do that, deliver, but it also has a main storyline that seems to have a meaningful message and sense of reward once you complete it. But I don't know for sure because I haven't completed this game yet. And number 10, last but not least, this game is a fresh take. This genre, if you even call cozy gaming a genre, there are so many farming sims out there that take over the space. I personally love farming sims. I love playing a ton of them, but it's so refreshing to see a game that has life sim elements, quest elements, and is just in a whole different setting, a different art style, and very unique. Like with the train setting and everything, the animals, I feel like this is really a standout cozy game because it's very different and it's just refreshing. It really didn't feel like any other game I've played, and that's something I've definitely been looking for. Although every game does have its flaws, these are the things that I found the most cozy about Locomoto. I did feel relaxed and cozy when I was playing it, but I do think that there could be more guidance on certain items that you find around the town. Like, what am I supposed to do with this trash bag that says it belongs to this character? Am I supposed to give it to them? That was something I couldn't quite figure out just yet, as well as feeling like the inventory was a little bit small and not having a lot of guidance on how to expand it. So maybe I'll figure those things out as I continue playing. And I do post Player Pass mini review videos on my channel from time to time, going over all of my recently played games. So stay tuned for more in-depth thoughts coming later on. And thanks again to THQ Nordic, the publisher behind Locomoto, for sponsoring this video. And hopefully, I'll see you in my next YouTube video.